About a year ago, I released a video about Pokemon, but really, it was about more than that. It was about nostalgia, childhood memories, the magic of exploring, and how digital adventures became a lifeline when real life felt too heavy to carry. I wasn't sure how people would respond. I just wanted to tell a story that felt true, something that reflected my upbringing, my rocky path into adulthood, and all the quiet struggles I'd rarely said out loud. I had just come back from Bali when I started putting that video together. A lot of the footage was shot on my phone, raw, real, and probably a little unpolished, just like how I felt at the time. I never expected it to blow up the way it did. The comment section really blew me away. Not just likes or emojis, but real words, real stories. Some said it helped them through heartbreak, through loss, through a grey patch of life. And I still think about that, how strangers took the time to connect, to say thank you, to say me too. What stood out most wasn't just the shared love for the games, it was how deeply personal it all was. How, for so many of us, Pokemon wasn't just a game, it was a safe space, a friend, a way to understand ourselves when the world didn't always make sense. If you're one of those people who commented or felt a connection in any way, then hopefully you'll enjoy what I'm planning on doing next. Back when I made that video, I was deep in reflection mode, replaying old games, revisiting memories of friends and family, grieving losses I hadn't yet named, trying to make sense of the ache of growing up and the fog of not knowing what's next. Yes, that video was about Pokemon, but it wasn't just about Pokemon. And this one isn't either. It was about wonder, the kind the world told you to pack away once you hit a certain age. It was about finding shelter in stories when real life is crumbling around you. It was about remembering that even in all the noise and chaos, there's still beauty, still reasons to explore. A lot's changed since then. I found myself single again. This time, it wasn't dramatic, just two people slowly growing in different directions. It hurt, of course it did, but sometimes the kindest thing someone can do is step out of your story so you can start writing your own. And that's a big reason why I'm making this. To start writing, not just continuing something old, but beginning something new. I started therapy not long after, and let me tell you, there's something powerful about speaking to someone who doesn't have a stake in your past. They don't hold your history, they just hold space. And in that space, I finally started to see myself more clearly. I think a lot of us spend time on the sidelines, watching life pass like it's someone else's story. This was something that I definitely related to. A quiet observer in a life that was supposed to be mine. Supportive, easygoing, good at listening, but not so good at living. For a while, it was sort of like the world had hurt me, perhaps more than I let on sometimes. So I kind of stopped living and called it self-preservation. But after a while of living like that, you realise that the way the world can hurt you hurts nowhere near as bad as you not putting yourself out there and experiencing it. What I mean is, not living hurts more than living and making mistakes. So now I'm trying to be the main character in a story I've only ever felt like a background note in, trying to stop editing myself down just to fit into other people's pages. I've been spending more time outside. It's funny how the sky has a way of reminding you how small your fears really are. For years, I let overthinking run the show, paralysed by what ifs, afraid of awkward moments, convinced everyone was watching my every misstep. But I've learned something simple but life-changing. Most people are too caught up in their own worries to notice yours. And if they do notice, chances are they understand, because they've been there too. Of course, the games still mean something to me. They always will. But these days, I find myself turning off the console more often. Not out of boredom, but out of curiosity for the real world. I'm dreaming about travel, about stepping outside the UK for a while, about seeing places I've only read about or glimpsed through pixelated screens. I want to eat food I can't pronounce, hear stories in languages I don't speak, get lost and find my way back. I want to catch rare Pokemon, or, well, look at exotic animals, if you know what I mean. Not to run away, but to expand, to find out what else life has to offer, and what else I do too. I don't want to just replay the same maps. I want to explore new ones, just like Ash did. New regions, new challenges, new growth. Or how we do, every time the newest installment of this franchise releases. I see, Pokemon used to be my escape, my adventure when I didn't know how to have one in real life. Now it's my reminder, a compass pointing outward, a spark reminding me that there's still so much out there waiting to be discovered. Last year, I said, we forgot the point of Pokemon, but maybe that was just me. Maybe I forgot the point of me, what I care about, what lights me up, who I am when I stop trying to be what the world expects. We play these games where the hero leaves home, meets people, grows stronger, makes mistakes, learns, and keeps going. And we never question it, because that's just what they're meant to do. But in real life, we hesitate, we play it safe, we let fear convince us to stay put. Maybe that's the real lesson Pokemon was trying to teach us all along. The world is out there, and it's waiting for you. If you're watching this and you've ever felt behind or invisible, or like you're just not cut out for the main storyline, you're not alone. But let me say this, your adventure hasn't passed you by. Whether it's therapy, video games, hiking, journaling, or jumping on a plane to somewhere new, there's still time. There's always time. Contrary to what the internet and society might suggest, life doesn't end at 25, or 30, or even later than that. Honestly, I think it's even better to start later, because you've lived a little, you know yourself more, you're moving with intention. You don't need to have it all figured out, just don't stop moving, don't stop wondering, don't stop asking what's around the next corner. Think about all the rooms you haven't walked into yet, all the people you haven't met, all the conversations that could change your life, all the places still waiting to be discovered. Those aren't scary thoughts, they're hopeful ones, exciting ones even, and I think they might end up being some of our favourite memories someday. The race of life is still long, but I'm finally running it with myself. Your path was always meant to be different to the person next to you, so don't compare yourself. And maybe that's what Pokemon was trying to show us all along. It took Ash 22 years to win a Pokemon League. He lost more times than he won, but he never stopped showing up. And in the end, he made it. So will we. Thank you, Game Freak. And thank you to the kid who never stopped exploring, even when the world got a little too heavy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before I go, I just wanted to share a little bit about what's next for this channel. Starting later this year, I'm planning on travelling to visit new places, meet new people, and hopefully grow a little more along the way. While I'm out there, I want to keep making these Hope Core video essays, stories rooted in reflection, curiosity, and connection. But I'm also hoping to try something new. I want to sit down with total strangers and have honest, open conversations. Informal interviews in a sense, but really just chances to connect, to listen, and to learn. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but never quite found the courage to pursue until now. And while I know that kind of content might not be for everyone, I'm deeply grateful for those of you who choose to stick around and see where this journey goes. If you'd like to support me a little further, I've also just launched an online store with some merch, all hand-drawn designs made by me on my digital art tablet. Each one is Pokemon inspired, and some of my favourites are the soda and Pocky teas based on the different berry flavours from the games. I hope you'll all find something you love on there. As for travel, I'm planning to visit Thailand, Bali, Australia, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and Miami. If you're based in any of these places and would be interested in being part of the interview style videos, I'd love to hear from you. Just shoot me an email. You'll find the address in the video description. And tell me a little bit about yourself, your story, where you're from, anything you feel like sharing. Especially if you have a story about how important Pokemon, or any other game for that matter, was at a certain point of your life. Once again, thank you for being here. It truly means the world. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. I want to keep it still.
Yeah. I was saying to Kirsten the other day, I was like, if I wasn't doing digital stuff, I would probably walk across a shot. That is a fucking National Geographic shot. Look at that. Dead center frame.
Who's that Pokemon?
Look at the framing.
Oh, that's crazy.
He walked in and then he walked in stage right and then exited stage right. What a G.
What a paid. That's a paid.
That's a paid act. That's